Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into another fascinating corner of the tech world?
Always ready.
All right, excellent. Today, we're taking a peek behind the curtain of something you use literally every time you go online, but probably never ever think about.
Okay, I'm already intrigued. What is it?
How devices on a network actually, like, find each other.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. Never thought about that.
It's like this whole secret world of communication is happening behind the scenes, right? Every
Yeah.
time you load a website, send an email, stream a video, all of it.
Okay. Yeah, starting to see the mystery now.
So the star of today's show is ARP. That's the Address Resolution Protocol.
Ah, ARP.
And judging by the notes you sent over, it seems like you're ready to go deep, deep, deep on this one.
Yeah, I actually had a few questions about how it all works.
Well, perfect. Let's untangle it all, make it clear, make it memorable, and hopefully have some fun along the way.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So let's start with the basics. ARP is all about mapping, right? Connecting the dots between different addresses.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a good analogy is to think of IP addresses like street addresses.
Okay, so the IP address tells you where on the network a device is located.
Exactly. Like a 123 Main Street.
Okay, got it. But there's also MC addresses, right?
Right. And those are like the unique building identifier at that address.
So it's not enough to just know the street. You need this specific apartment number or like house number too.
Exactly. You need to know exactly which device you're trying to reach, because remember, a single IP address could represent a whole network of devices.
Not right. So it's all about precision, making sure data gets to the right place.
Yes, exactly. I mean, think about it. IP addresses, they're like the logical destination, like the website you're trying to reach or the server where your email is stored.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the BAMC address is the physical hardware address of the device on the network.
Okay, so it's the actual like piece of equipment.
Right, the network card in your computer or the Wi-Fi chip in your phone. Each one has a unique MC address.
Got it. Got it. And ARP is the bridge between those two worlds.
Yeah, it connects the logical where with the physical who.
Okay, I think an example might help solidify this. Let's say I don't know, trying to visit uh, a website, right?
Sure, good example.
So I type in the web address.
Right, which gets translated to an IP address.
Right. But my device still needs the MC address of the router to send that request out.
Exactly. The router is like the gateway to the wider internet.
Okay, so ARP steps in at this point.
Yeah. It's like a directory service. Your device basically says, hey, I have this IP address. Who has the MC address that goes with it?
Who has the MC address that goes with it? And the router just like answers.
Yeah, pretty much. The router recognizes its own IP address in the request and replies with, hey, that's me. Here's my MC address.
And boom, my device knows where to send the data.
Exactly. It's like having that missing apartment number on your letter. Now you can deliver it directly to the right person.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. But I did have a question about ARP.
Go ahead.
Is it a local thing?
Ah, great question.
Okay.
Yes. ARP is a local network protocol. So it only works within your own network. Think of it like a neighborhood directory. It's super helpful within your own block.
Okay.
But if you're trying to find an address across the city, or in this case, across the internet, well, ARP isn't going to help you there.
Makes sense. So it's like my device can use ARP to find other devices on my home Wi-Fi network,
Exactly.
but not like devices on someone else's network across town.
Right. It's for local communication only. Can you imagine the chaos if devices had to send data to random MEC addresses hoping to hit the right one?
Oh my gosh. It would be like sending letters to random apartments and just hoping they get to the right person.
That's exactly it. So ARP really helps keep things organized and efficient on our local networks.
And knowing all this, I can't help but think about the security implications. Like, what if another device pretends to be the router?
Yeah, that's a great point. ARP spoofing, right? It's definitely a potential vulnerability. A malicious actor on the network could intercept those ARP requests and reply with their own MA address instead of the router's.
So they could basically, like, steal my data.
Potentially. They could redirect traffic to themselves and eavesdrop on your communication.
Wow, that's scary.
It is. It highlights the importance of network security and being aware of these kinds of attacks. But the good news is, there are ways to protect yourself.
We'll have to do a whole other deep dive on network security sometime.
Absolutely. But yeah, for now, the key takeaway is that ARP itself is a crucial part of how our devices communicate locally.
Right, and it's super efficient. Imagine if your device had to randomly guess MAC addresses and just keep sending data out, hoping it reaches the right destination.
Yeah, it'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
Like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So ARP is essential for keeping things running smoothly on our local networks.
It really is.
But what happens when data needs to travel beyond my local network? Like when I'm actually trying to get to that website I typed in earlier.
Then things get even more complex and fascinating. We enter the vast world of the internet, right? A network of networks. And data has to travel across many different networks to reach its destination.
Okay, so ARP isn't enough for that.
No, not quite. That's where routing protocols come in. They're like, the GPS system for the internet.
Routing protocols?
Hmm.
Another topic for another day, maybe.
Definitely. There's a lot to unpack there.
But it's cool to think about all these layers of communication, all working together to make the internet possible.
Absolutely. Every time you click a link, it sets off this chain of events, this intricate dance of protocols and technologies, all working behind the scenes.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It really is. And understanding how it all works, even at a basic level, gives you a much deeper appreciation for the complexity of what seems like such a simple task.
Right. Just typing in a web address and hitting enter. So much goes into that.
Yeah.
So to recap, ARP is like the unsung hero of our local networks, making sure data gets to the right device quickly and efficiently.
It is. It's the bridge between the digital world of IP addresses and the physical world of MH addresses.
And even though it might seem like a small thing, it's a crucial part of what makes the internet work.
Absolutely. And it begs the question, doesn't it? Now that we know how devices find each other locally, how does that process scale up to the massive interconnected network that is the internet?
Yeah, great point. Lots to ponder there. Well, thanks for joining us on this journey into the hidden world of ARP. It's been enlightening, to say the least.
My pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep asking questions. There's always more to discover in the fascinating world of technology.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.